I'm Peter Loshak. It's the week between when the bowls start and the end of the college football regular season. So, of course, that means we've got the Army-Navy Bowl coming up this weekend, and we're going to preview that game with returning guest Steve from collegefootballwinning.com. Steve, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you for having me back, Peter.
All right, so this is the week where we breathe. You know, the bowls are already set, the lines are out, we're looking at them, but there's no college football up this weekend except for Army-Navy. How did football season go for you, Steve?
Well, you know, the dramatic irony for us is we have not done well, for the most part, on your SBR videos. Mm-hmm. But all of our picks, all of our non-SBR picks at collegefootballwinning.com, more than 100 of them, we're over 57% on this season against the spread. And from 2006 through last year, for bowl season, which is always our best and our strongest season,
really,
we're over 67% against the spread since 2006. So we are really looking into building on what is better than 57% against the spread in non-SBR videos this year going into this bowl season. So we're excited. And I don't want to call it the SBR jinx because in bowl season last year, we were 10-3-1 on your show on SBR last year. And that is, I think, a little better than 76%. So we are really looking forward to bowl season and hoping that no SBR video is a jinx to us.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I appreciate you coming on, and you definitely gave your best, most honest assessment of the games that we did discuss. And, of course, it is true that, you know, your paid service, that's the most important part. It reminds me a little bit of, like, my hair. Like, your videos with us is like the bald spot on top. It's like, no, I'm not happy about it, but what really matters is how I look from straight on. And from straight on, I still look like I have a nice head of hair, very handsome guy, and so that's, like, analogous to your paid customers.
I love it, and I hope a lot of people say, you know, we are going to get the same sort of quality from collegefootballwinning.com that we get from Peter's frontal view.
Yes, right. No, I mean, yeah, look, and I appreciate you coming on because all the videos, I mean, you didn't give us losers on purpose in these videos, right? You were given your, you know, the games that weren't your for-pay picks, and you gave your honest assessment of where you thought the value might lie, and you did your best with us, right?
It's absolutely true, and I'm hoping that people, when they do look at the videos, they consider the reasoning, since nobody here, of course, is a fortune teller. So it is really the reasoning. It's not having the crystal ball, but I hope they like the reasoning and they see the kind of in-depth analysis that we do give at collegefootballwinning.com. And I hope that's what they appreciate and that's what they respect. And I would love for somebody to say, based on that reasoning, he's come to the wrong conclusion, or he is somehow valuing the wrong things. If that were the case, A, I'd love to hear it, and B, that is simply not the case for the rest of our games. So we still think we're doing the right things.
Yeah, and another thing is that a lot of good reason to watch these videos is that a lot of times the analysis and the reasoning that go into the picks in the videos also confer value. You can use the same reasoning, same analysis for future weeks and find value with the same teams or the same kinds of situations, which is another great reason to watch these videos. Right, so wow, wait a minute. So you went 57% against the spread this year for your for-pay picks, but you're 67% in bowl season since 2006?
From 2006 to 2011.
Wow, that is impressive right there. All right, well, you will definitely be doing some bowl previews with us this year, right?
Absolutely, and I look forward to it.
Okay, great. Let's talk about this game, Army-Navy Bowl. You know, I mean, whenever you see a Service Academy bowl like this with a 7-point spread, you got to think the underdog has value. I mean, that's my basic 2-second analysis of this game. Do you think Army shouldn't be as big of a dog as one touchdown here?
I agree with that. Mm-hmm. In terms of motivation for this Army-Navy football game, you can just go near any of these service academies, and you know they are both highly motivated every single year for this, their biggest rivalry game on national television. However, this rivalry has been dominated by Navy, at least in the win-loss column. In the last 10 years, Navy has won this matchup. There has been no Commander-in-Chief's trophy in Army's possession since 1996. Navy last won it in 2009, and what that means is both of these teams have already beaten Air Force. So to be the champion of the service academies, they just need to win this game. So given that Army has not had that trophy since 1996, given that they've lost 10 years running, I have to believe that the wolf on the hill is not going to be as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. And the wolf climbing the hill would be the cadets from Army. So that motivational edge goes to Army. When this game ends, as you know, Navy will play another football game this year. They're going to the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl. Army is done. For their 11 senior starters, they will never play football again after this game. And for us, what's most important with those senior starters is having seniors in key positions. For Army and for Navy, both running the option attack, the most important offensive position is the quarterback, even more so than usual in college football. And that's because this quarterback is the decision maker in deciding that option or the multiple options or to keep the ball. Army has a 4-year starting quarterback in Trent Steelman. And as you know, there are no red shirts given in service academies. However, Trent Steelman was the quarterback of Army's prep academy the year before he came to West Point. So in effect, he has had 5 years playing Army football. And by the way, in 2008, when he was at the prep academy, he led that team to a 7-3 mark, and he led the team that beat the Naval Prep Academy. So Steelman, a 5-year Army quarterback, is going up against a Navy starting quarterback who is a freshman. Another difference maker in, of course, a key position in what could be a hotly contested contest would be the kicker. So, of course, on national television, sold-out game, you're going to want a kicker who's got ice water in his veins. And in this case, Army has a senior kicker. Navy has a freshman kicker. Last year, the difference was 6 points, 2 field goals kicked by a Navy senior kicker. Well, that senior kicker is, of course, gone. Navy is left to a freshman kicker. So once again, in that position, we are liking the Army senior over the Navy freshman. In his Army football career, quarterback Trent Steelman, when he runs the ball more than 20 times in a game, Army is 8-3 against the spread. Steelman's career high rushing attempts was this year versus Air Force. What that tells us is this guy is a leader who wants the ball in his hands in the most critical situations and in the most critical games. There's none more critical to Army than this Navy game right here. We are liking Trent Steelman to run more than 20 times in this game, and again, 8-3 so far in his career against the spread when he does run more than 20 times. Army head coach Rich Ellerson came to West Point in 2009. That year versus Navy, his Black Knights rushed for 110 yards and 3 points. That's pretty pathetic. The next year, that Army team rushed for 209 yards, scored 17 points. Last year, they rushed for 298 yards and scored 21 points. So I'm hoping you're seeing this trend where Rich Ellerson has built this rushing offense to be better and better every single year. They're scoring more points, they're more productive, and in that 3-year span, Army is 2-1 against the spread versus Navy the last 3 years. An important comparison for us this year that was of utmost importance, actually, was their common opponent, and that was Air Force. Army beat Air Force by 20. Navy beat Air Force in overtime by 7. However, Army ran for 314 yards, rushing yards, and they only gave up, this is the key, 102 rushing yards to Air Force's Service Academy option attack. Navy ran for slightly less yards, 285 against Air Force, but they allowed 363 yards. So looking at a fellow Service Academy this year, looking at another option attack, and Army absolutely has the edge in that. This line opened at Navy minus 8.5. And I know you know this, Peter. If the majority of the betting has been on Navy, and it has been to the tune of about 72%, why did that line move down to attract more Navy money? It's because reverse line movement, it appears that Army is the sharp side. You can get Army for a touchdown or with a touchdown right now. We like Army plus 7.
Okay, great analysis, Steve from collegefootballwinning.com. Thanks so much, and I look forward to previewing more bowls when bowl season kicks off in a few weeks. Thanks, Steve.